It's showtime.
Hey guys, I'm back and this is another Fett Talk episode. I'll be showing myself as well as some gameplay. I don't know what gameplay is showing, just some random gameplay right now. So the reason I'm doing both is because I want to show my reaction as well when I get to the news of what's coming. But I did release a video last week on Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and I know many people will disagree with me on it, but I do think it's a great prequel film, and it's my favorite, just in my personal opinion. I know many people will disagree with me on that. That's just how I feel about it. And so Episode 3 will be coming up soon. I'll have to watch that. Then another month, 2 months, I'll have to do a review. But I've been busy, man. Last week or the week before, I didn't do any videos, didn't show any videos because I've been busy. So I wanted to disclose that news right now, but please be sure to check out my Star Wars Episode 2 review. I'll put a link in the description down below. It's actually been crazy for me because I've never gone a week, at least a week, where I've taken a break from YouTube and not done a video. But I just have so much going on in my life right now that it's now just come into play. If you guys have watched my Fett Talk episode of I Got Engaged, I'll put a video in the description down below. Well, it's not so much engagement anymore for me. So now I am officially married, believe it or not, 2 weeks ago. So that's why I didn't have a video. And I'll tell you guys the details as well. But it's an amazing feeling, man, being on that stage and actually having that moment come to you. And I just feel like it just happened so fast to me, like just the way it happened. You know, the anticipation and the wait was just so long to me, but it's like a week later, or by the time I release, yeah, like at least a week later, it feels like it just happened so quickly now. Like, I really wish I had that moment back and capture that moment more. But fortunately, there was a cameraman who like recorded that and took photos as well. So I'll definitely cherish that in my heart, you know? So it was really a huge milestone for me to finally actually find the person that I love so much and a partner in my life. Because before, like, I've just been lost. I've never gotten to that point at all. But I did find somebody, and, you know, it just feels awesome. It really does. So after the engagement, they had planned, their parents, who were pretty much doing everything, they were just working their butts off, them and their neighbors, and they've been working hard at it to make this a great wedding, and it did not disappoint whatsoever. So they've been working hard at it for the next 3 months. So April was my engagement, and then 3 months later was my wedding. So they were working their butts off, and including my fiance, who is now my wife. And they worked their butts off. Their whole family did. So the anticipation for me, the wait was just too long for me. Like, it was just getting to me. I was like, man, come on, let it be. Just let it happen. I just want to get it done with because there's going to be a lot of people. So the wedding was planned to have like 400 something people or something. And now it dropped down to 350 or something. Or 300. I'm not really sure the exact number, but it was a lot of people. And it was on a Thursday of all days. But, you know, that was like the only day for that hall. So they had to pick that day. But the week before, I just felt like unprepared at the same time. Like, oh my God, I'm going in. I'm getting married, man. It's just like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. You know, this is just, it's just killing me. You know, I was ready, like definitely ready for it. But like inside, I was like having that feeling where it's just like, do I really feel ready at the same time? And when that moment happened, I was just like, hell yeah, man, I'm down for this. Like right when I left for it, I was like, I'm doing it. I'm ready for this shit. So if you guys don't know, I'm actually Pakistani. My wife is Indian. There's a bit of differences here and there. But we're both Muslim and we follow like, you know, the same traditions and all. But for me, personally, I didn't want to go with a big wedding. I really did not want it. I was going to be like, it was going to be hectic for me. I didn't know if I could handle it. And she wanted a big wedding, big fancy wedding, the big whole shebang, you know, everything. And I just felt kind of iffy, but like, oh my goodness, because like she wanted to invite all of her family, like 300 something people, and I only have like 20 people on my side, including friends and stuff. So that was the only amount of people I could invite, like 20, 25 something people. And they showed up. You know, I just felt great for everybody who showed up, and everyone who showed me support. I really appreciate that. I really do. Who's got my back no matter what. And for the people who showed up, like, love you guys. Really appreciate what you guys have done the most. So yeah, so she wanted to do a huge thing, so I had to agree to it. So I was fine with it. Okay, so this is what she wanted right before she left and wanted to live with me. That's fine. I live in the US, of course. You guys know that. I live on the East Coast. She lives in Toronto, Canada. She's got it good up there, but she wants, you know, she needed somebody, and she did find somebody in me. So, you know, she spent years trying to find somebody, and I did the same thing as well, and we found each other. And after 2 years, we finally, you know, wanted to do it. So I'm kind of going everywhere. I just cannot process. I didn't even write anything. I'm just going off everywhere what I can think of. So after all the talks and stuff, all the setup, we leave for Toronto. Me and my parents, my brother, we all leave. Family meets, other family and friends meet over there. And we first, you know, we just get rushed. And then the next day, we do a celebration called the Mendi. So it's kind of like several wedding days. So it's not just one wedding day and then that's it, or 2 wedding days, you could say. It's like several days. So there's like the Mendi, which is kind of like on the women's side, or on the wife's side. Their family handles it. Their family pretty much handled everything. And then there's the actual wedding, the reception. And then there's the walima, which happens on my side, which would usually happen when I'm back in my home, like my home in Baltimore. But I don't think that's going to be the case. It's just going to be too much money, so I don't know if I could do that. So that would be probably later on. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. So what happened in the Mendi... Oh man, I gotta explain. Man. Like, here's the thing. Before going into weddings, I had no idea what went into weddings. I had no freaking clue. I've been to weddings and everything, but I didn't know what went into weddings. I didn't know what was going on. So when I went to the Mendi, that thing was perfect. Like, we messed up on stuff. So we didn't have the actual outfit, so we had another outfit. So they kind of arrived late, the outfit itself, and we actually had to get the outfit ready during the Mendi itself, like the you know, the time and stuff. But she wasn't there. The bride, she arrives right after me, like probably like half an hour later. So after I get everything ready, I walk into the hall, say hi to everyone. Usually you would just walk in and just sit on the center of this couch or whatever. And then the bride would come in and she would sit as well. She would have a grander entrance, of course. And so I was just talking. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I was just talking. And then, you know, we had some photos. And then they said, okay, now you got to sit in the front. I'm like, okay. And I was super nervous. And man, oh man. It really showed. I was fucking nervous as hell, man, during that time. And it definitely helped me set up for the wedding because it was less nervous for that. But for the Mendi, you could see it. It was so fucking obvious because my smile, like, was so evident. Everybody was like, because I was like, my face was shaking, and my smile was so fucking awkward, man. And I was like, I'm not gonna show my teeth. I'm just gonna be just same face, you know, like that. And I was just like I was shaking. I was like, my face was like kind of like shaking, and people were taking pictures of me, and they were kind of singing. And my family was on the right side. They were just laughing their asses off. Like, they're like, relax, take a breather. I'm like, yes, I know, but it was just so fucking nervous. And man, it was just so nerve-wracking to me. So nerve-wracking, probably the whole time, or like 3/4 of the time. Half the time when I was up there. maybe 3/4. I don't know. I was so fucking nervous, man, because especially being the center of it all, and it was like 100 something people, maybe less. But I'm not good. I'm a shy person. You guys know this. I have social anxiety. It's hard for me to communicate with all these other people and, you know, do good in crowds and stuff. But I'm learning, man. I'm still learning this stuff, and, you know, I actually taught for a little bit too. Like, it was really short a duration, but it was supposed to be a 2-hour period, and it went to 30 minutes or an hour, and, you know, I'll say that for another time. But I did do training. I trained some people before, like a minor class, but, you know, I could say I did that. So yeah, when I was up there, I was super fucking nervous, and when she got there, she was beautiful. She was gorgeous. Oh my gosh, she was like the center of it all right there. During the Mendi and the wedding, she was just, oh my god, she was great. And I'm not going to show any pictures because I don't want her to feel uncomfortable or anything. I don't want her to be a part of YouTube until she's officially here and she feels comfortable and she wants to be featured in videos. If you follow me on Facebook, you get to see all that. So you can see it all on there. I'm just not going to show it in this video. So follow me on Facebook, and then you can see all the photos and stuff. Also on Instagram as well. So yeah, so she appeared in the Mendi. She was gorgeous. I was still making this awkward face this whole time. It was like a crooked smile. It looked awful, and you know, she was like, "Yeah, you look good." And, you know, I was just like, "Okay." Oh my god, I don't know, man. I think I did terrible in that, but you know, I just could not get through that at all. Towards the end, I think I did all right, but after that, it lasted for like 3, 4, 5 hours, I think, something like that. Then after that was the big wedding day, so I had to wear this funny attire, wedding suit. It was like this. It's called a shawar kameez. It's like kind of like, if you've been to the Middle East or you know what it's like, they wear like this. I don't know how to describe this. Like almost like, feels like, it looks like a dress almost, like half dress, and then the pants and stuff. But it's very comfortable. The wedding outfit was, you know, it was pretty good, and you know, the top was not too tight, or you know, I could still move and stuff. But then I also had to wear the hat as well, and man, that hat was just so, it made me sweat so much when I was in the center of it all. So before that, when I was wearing that and took photos and everything, everybody said, "Yo, you look good." And so I'm like, okay, yeah, thanks. I look a little silly, but just with the hat and stuff. I think everything else I looked good, but just the hat is just, oh my god. And I had to wear the funny looking shoes. They like kind of like curved up. I'll show a picture of stuff, just so you can see what kind of shoe, like the type of shoe it looks like. That was kind of uncomfortable too later on as well. And I actually, when I was sitting for too long, because I was in the center of the hall and it was like 300 something people, I was a little nervous at first, I gotta admit. But then later on, I was just like, yeah, you know, I'm cool with this. I'm fine with this. I like this, you know. Before that time, when I got ready, I had an entrance. So I had a grand entrance and everything, and they flower. I think they had flowers. I'm not sure. My family walked, and then I walked. And then I walked to the couch. My family didn't know what went on in weddings too, so on my side they had no idea. But they told me to sit on the couch. My family was like, "Okay, you can get out now. You can sit with us." But there were the neighbor who actually knew about this stuff a lot more. My wife's neighbor, like she knew all about this stuff. So she's like, "No, this is your day. You're supposed to sit there." So I was like, "Oh, okay, fine." But I gotta admit, I gotta stay on the couch. You know, I gotta stay on the sofa or whatever. And they actually had like this couch with 2 chairs on the sides of the couch. And so I sat on the couch first, and I was wearing the turban thing. And I think after like 10-15 minutes, I was sweating in that thing, man. I was sweating in that thing. And yeah, even the shoes at times when I was sitting too much, like I had to move my feet just to get some circulation because I didn't want them to be dead and stuff. And when I actually took off my shoes at the end of the night, like it was actually like almost like pushed in, and there was like some red like on my toes and stuff. I was like, what the hell? God damn. So I was really just surprised by that. So I was at the center of the stage. Like most people are there. It's just a bigger crowd. People wearing suits and everything. Everybody's looking nice. And then she came. She actually has another entrance as well. And she walked down the stairs, and she was just, oh my god, gorgeous, beautiful. Oh my god. And I was just like, this can't be the same person. She's just, oh my god. I'm not even the same league as like, how did I get with somebody like this? Like it was like a shocking feeling to me. And so she walked down the stairs, and everything was good. She just walked up, and they actually wanted to coordinate so that we both sit on opposite ends of the chairs. And then after the actual wedding ceremony, so that you basically say I do like 3 times, and then you sit on the couch together. And I like that. I thought that was a pretty cool coordination on how they wanted to do it. And I thought that was really neat. I didn't even really think of that before. So after she came, she sat on one chair and I sat on the other end. And then afterwards, we had a bit of fake pictures. And then there was the imam, who is like the priest for the Muslim culture and stuff, faith. He had a lengthy speech. Man, it was a long speech. Oh my god. A lot of them were saying like, oh, he's so handsome and she's so beautiful. Like everybody was saying I was handsome so much. I was like, especially on the older guys and stuff that were saying, I was like, okay, thank you. I don't know what to say. I'm like, okay. I've never heard that before. You know, people calling me handsome and stuff. Like I've always thought I'm like the ugliest guy ever. I don't know. But yeah, I just felt great. And compliments and stuff. Yeah, and everybody's saying, oh man, God, you guys look great and stuff. But yeah, so he came up and kind of like trying, I don't, like he kind of said like 3 times, like, do you take Asim as your husband, and you know, all this other stuff. And he basically said it 3 times, and you basically have to say I do 3 times. So he said it to her and then to me, and then we said I do, and then we sat on the couch together, and you know, everybody was saying we looked great. Everybody wanted photos with us. I had so many photos done. Like it was just like non-stop. And then towards the end, we actually had dinner and stuff. Everybody was waiting for dinner, and dinner didn't happen until like 10 o'clock or so. It was really late. The actual event, I think, didn't start until like 6, 7, I think. Yeah, so after that, we had dinner, and the food was delicious, man. They even had like Chinese food, because like that's like unprecedented for like a freaking, you know, desi, like, you know, Pakistani Indian culture. Like that's not like been done for a wedding. Like, but the food was great. The chicken, oh my god. So they actually had it catered, and they didn't get it from the hall. So that's why it was so freaking good. I was just surprised. Like that was some great freaking food. And then they had us come up, and you know, we had to sit there again, and people gave some speeches. You know, my wife, her friends actually gave some good speeches, and I did like them. One of them was pretty nervous, but you know, I think they were pretty good overall. So afterwards, we were taking photos for a lot longer, and then we cut the cake, or we had the wedding rings. We had the wedding rings come out, and she was surprised, and everybody was like, oh my god, look at that wedding ring. Like that's a great freaking ring. You know, that shows that he cares about you. Because like when I got to the engagement, I actually gave the wrong ring, because there's like 2 bands. There's like the engagement band, which is like a regular like circular ring, and then there's the wedding ring, which is like the ring with the diamonds at the top. So I thought you give the engagement band during the engagement and the wedding ring during the wedding. I mean, that's what it is. But apparently, you give the wedding ring during the wedding just to show it off, and so people could be like, "Oh my god!" And then the engagement band, I guess, later on. I don't know. It's just so I don't get it. Like it doesn't make sense to me. The names are evident right there, and I don't know, man. I guess I kind of messed up in the engagement, but I think it made it more better with the wedding because like everybody was like surprised by the ring. Everybody loved the ring, so there's that. So yeah, we gave the rings, and then we had to cut the cake. And oh yeah, gotta get into the cake. Here's a picture of the cake right now. So she actually knew somebody who knew how to create these cakes and stuff, and she said that this would be a surprise to me. Like, I think not the cake, but she said she had a surprise for me. But man, I didn't expect it. It was a Star Wars cake. And apparently people were talking about this cake more than us. Like, that's how much people like the cake. Like, just the design and everything. It was just so freaking cool. Like, I didn't expect that at all. And it was like a great surprise. And I had to take a picture of it. Lots of people had to take pictures of it and loved it. It was like a vanilla and chocolate cake, but the actual outside was just phenomenal. Like, it was so freaking cool. Like, the backside, it's just like regular cake. There's no Star Wars design, but the front was just so freaking cool. I know one of my cousins who was there, he was like, they should play the Imperial March when you're cutting the cake. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. That would have been a great idea. Yeah, we cut the cake and everything, and it was just an incredible time, man. That's a night to not forget. And then when we left around like 12 o'clock, 12:30, something like that. After so many photos, and we were getting tired, man. We were getting really tired. We went in the limo, and we went on back into the hotel, and from there, we actually went to Niagara Falls after that day for like a couple days, and had a great time. So we were just spending like 4 days, I think, in Niagara Falls, amusement park, saw the falls. We were all on the Canada side. The New York side, American side is not really that much, but on the Canadian side, it's like, oh, it's awesome. It's like Hollywood amusement park. It's got everything, and it's amazing, man. It's incredible. And there's always like a lot of people there, always a lot of people, especially in the summertime. But we overall had a great time. And it was kind of like a mini honeymoon because we definitely want to do something later on. But I also want to disclose as well that I'm starting a new job as well. I just started last week. And I got to commit to this job. I don't know if I can keep up to the week-long schedule like I usually am accustomed to. Like you guys are accustomed to video every week or so. So I'm just thinking this. I might just still continue having a video per week. But I'm thinking of having a video every 2 weeks or so. Because my wife is actually not living with me right now. She's going to be living with me soon. But I need to prepare for that. And also, I'm starting a new job, and I need to commit to this. I cannot make a mistake or try to limit my mistakes. And try to not get distracted with YouTube at the same time. Because I let YouTube consume me with my last job, and instead of focusing on my real life, and I made mistakes. I really did. Did it cost me my job? No. But I don't want it to let it control me at the same time. I need to focus on my life and still, enjoy doing this on the side. Like, I don't want this to be my whole life. I just like it doing YouTube on the side. That's just something I always enjoy doing. So don't think I'm kicking you guys out by any means. Still love you guys. But I need to focus on my life, and I have big things coming. She's going to be living with me. I'm going to have a wife. She's going to be here. Got to take care of my cat, Boba. We're going to be one big happy family. So, I can't be doing YouTube so much, like I'm used to. So, I just don't know what else to say, man. once that time comes for everyone, you know, with having a family and whatnot, like you can't just dedicate so much time like you used to. You really can't. So once you're in that position, you'll understand. Or you get busy and you have school and stuff, like you gotta focus on that stuff. You can't just drop out of school or fail school and do all this, you know, get distracted with YouTube and let it consume you at the same time. So I don't want it to do the same for me. You know, we'll still have videos, man. I'll still have videos for you guys, but not as many as you're used to seeing. So I don't know from this point on or later on, maybe a month or two from now, I don't know. But I just can't keep doing so many videos like I'm used to doing, because I have to do a lot of recording and then and then editing. It's a long process, a long and lengthy process. But I will finish the Coder series without a doubt. I'm almost done it. I finished that, the recordings and everything, but I need to do the editing. That's going to take some time, and then I got to do my commentary as well with the editing, so that's going to take some time as well. So the Coder series, episode 3, you can expect that, and towards the end in December, might as well tell you guys this now, but I've been reading Dark Empire, Star Wars Dark Empire, in lieu of Emperor Palpatine being brought back in Rise of the Skywalker. I forget the name. So I figured now's a great time to even read that series and then review that towards the end. So I'm going to be reviewing the whole thing, the trilogy, the whole Dark Empire trilogy, as well as talking about the audiobooks. And there is some good things that are worth talking about the audiobooks that are not even mentioned in the comics itself. One in particular, one important thing. But I'll get to that in the review. So that's it for my Fett talk. I know it's been a long episode, but I wanted to explain everything despite being everywhere. But yeah, I got a huge big moment in my life, man, and I really appreciate everybody supporting me. You know, everybody saying congratulations and the support. Like, it's just meant a lot, and just being the center of it all during that time was just an amazing feeling. Like, I really wish that this feeling would never end, because I've never been to this point before. Like, everybody's being happy for me and, you know, saying great things about me and being the center of it for once, because I've never been to that point. I've always been scared of that. But after the wedding, I just I wish I could have more of this. And you know, my family was in the center of it all too. You know, it's just not just me, but it's them too, and they loved it. They loved that time. But I'm gonna leave it off of that. That was just a long Fett Talk episode. But we'll see what happens in the future. Gonna continue the Coder series and whatnot, so you'll have something in the future. Just not every week you'll see a video. So be prepared to expect that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to please like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel, Django Fett, if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.